And here we are.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Before all of you today.
For all of you today.
We come here together.
You know what I did today?
What'd you do
Actually,
today?
one thing. I read a bunch today. I read a bunch of little bits of little things. I didn't read. I kept like changing books, right?
You read a bunch of things, a little thing. What'd you say?
I don't know why I said verbatim. I'll just say it again.
So
instead, I'll say it again. I don't think what I was crazy about. I guess it must have been because I don't remember exactly what I said. So I'll just start from scratch.
Hey, I want to talk to you. You started.
And then I said, and here we are. And then you kept repeating me, so you didn't do anything. So I guess I'll talk.
Can you stop arguing?
So what actually happened is that I said I read a bunch today, but I didn't only exclusively read one thing. I was bouncing from book to book to book to book. That's what I was saying. Okay, and I was gonna say the one book I really couldn't get into was the first. I only read like the first 10 pages of the Book of Mormon.
Oh, nice.
Because every time they said the Americas, I just couldn't get my head. I'm like, God, this is fucking stupid. This is asinine. What do you mean the Americas? What do you mean this happening? No.
I didn't know you were planning on reading it that quickly. So you got 10 pages in.
Yeah. Also,
before you couldn't buy into any of it.
I mean, it opened up.
Or is it just the Americas part?
The way it's written because it's actually like the third book of the Bible. Is what it's considered.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was surprised when it showed up. It's set up like an actual Bible
when
passage.
you actually go to the table of contents or whatever, it actually says like first book, second book, then we're supposed to read the fucking Book of Mormon.
Oh, really?
As the third book of the Bible.
So Old Testament, New Testament,
then the Book of Mormon. Yeah, which I didn't realize that was his own. Apparently, you're supposed to first read the Old Testament, then the New Testament, then read the Book of Mormon.
That's probably why it didn't make sense to you. There's probably some transitional piece.
That's not why it doesn't make sense to me. The reason it doesn't make sense to me is the fact that it's the guy saying like, yeah, in fucking Salt Lake City, this was going on. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, in Salt Lake City, Utah, Christ broke bread with his disciples.
Exactly. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Then they went down to Tallahassee to spread the good word. Went to Tallahassee.
You know that thing in Harry Potter where you rearrange the letters and it makes something?
Yeah, the thing that Harry Potter definitely made up entirely. That was never. That's a thing credited to J.K. Rowling in her Neverending Witch. She came up with the idea.
Can you do spells?
What?
Can you do spells?
Yes.
And she made. Oh, okay. Well, I guess you can do it.
So
I was only personally those who could do spells.
Sorry.
If you rearrange the letters of Israel, it actually spells Salt Lake City, Utah.
That's true. But yeah, this is the third book. I didn't realize that. That was interesting.
That is.
Then I also opened up the Communist Manifesto as well. Read a little bit of that. That was more interesting than the Book of Mormon. I can say that much.
Really?
Because the one, it's not just the Communist
Manifesto.
Manifesto.
You didn't read the Old and New Testament.
That's true.
So you really can't say that.
I've perused.
Okay.
I've gotten a few stories, you know. I'm familiar with the guy screwing his daughter. I know all about that, you know. Yeah, or I guess more so the daughter screwing the father since he's drunk.
I don't know. I know I said you should read the Old Testament and New Testament before you read the Book of Mormon. I'm not entirely sure if that particular story pertains to the whole...
Well, that means you're going to hell for thinking that, so congratulations. But no,
I'm sorry, I have a question about Mormonism before you continue. Will you forget or no?
No.
Did John Smith...
Also, just to clarify for anyone listening, I read 10 pages, so I feel very likely that I will not be able to answer this question about Mormonism than what you have.
Is it like the way the Bible is set up, where like we don't know who wrote each book?
Oh, no. It's credited as written by the words of John Smith through the translation of the Nabi and everything else.
Okay. I know that's what we saw in the thing, but I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's literally says... I've read his name 15 times already. Okay. And it's like, all right.
So what is he considered then? He's just considered a prophet, or is he considered like godly too?
The last prophet, the final prophet of God.
That's crazy. It's kind of crazy. Doesn't it kind of blow your mind that people hundreds of years ago had prophet after prophet after prophet, and we haven't really had one in, I don't know.
Well, now we're all skeptical. Now no one's going to believe shit. The only way you can be a prophet today is if you actually do something divine.
It's true.
You'd have to actually turn water into wine in front of people. But that wouldn't even work. That's too... Everyone will be like, oh, it's some activated food color, and that after 30 minutes of being in the exposure to the after 30 minutes of exposure to the sun, it changes the color of the water. That was easy to figure out, you know? Something like that. So now you have to do something crazy, and it couldn't be like making the Statue of Liberty disappear. Because we've already seen humans do that, you know? I
was going to say, I can prove I'm a prophet right now.
Yeah.
And I was going to do the Tony Wonder thing.
Right.
But I knew it wouldn't be worth anything if I didn't actually have bread with me.
No bread, especially for the lack of visual, it'd be incredibly insane.
I don't care what those listening to this. Fuck them. It's for our benefit. I want to make you laugh.
I don't even want you to listen to this. This is actually, you shouldn't be listening to this. You should stop listening right now because it's too good for you to listen to. It's too cool.
You're not worthy.
We're not worthy. We didn't even mention that we watched. I haven't seen Wayne's World in like probably a whole decade. Would you agree with that?
I feel like it's probably the same for me too, yeah.
I saw it was like maybe 12, 13 last time.
That sounds right.
So watching it again with Lunchbox, I'm like, damn, and you were there too, but you weren't really there the whole...
I only saw the last half hour,
I think you popped up for a couple bits of it, but you really weren't around for the majority of it. But luckily for you, you were around for essentially the entirety of the second one. But that's my
point. I don't know if
point.
I call myself lucky for that, but I like where you're headed.
Call a spade, I guess you're right. We watched Wayne's World 1, and it was like, goddamn, this is a fucking fun movie. I forgot how funny this is, and it's like, how the hell did fucking Austin Powers overshadow Wayne's World when the difference between Austin and Wayne, which sounds really weird not to say Austin Powers, so I guess for the argument's sake, since they decided to keep calling him Wayne Campbell in the second one so much, I might as well just do first, last name. How is it that Austin Powers is so beloved and Wayne Campbell is so forgotten when Austin Powers is so goddamn annoying and Wayne Campbell is so goddamn good?
I think I'm not actually continuing what you asked. I'm saying something completely unrelated as I usually do. I think the problem with Austin Powers, though, it's the same. I think only the first one's actually good. The second one might be teeter-tottering.
Which one has Beyonce?
It's the third one. The third one's definitely not a good movie.
Right.
It's kind of funny. There's a few jokes, but it kind of sucks.
She's pretty foxy.
She looks great.
Yeah.
What's his name? Who's the guy from Batman?
Which one has Heather Graham in it?
Cliffhanger. That's the second one.
Is Elizabeth Hurley the first one?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know it's weird to refer to Heather Graham as a downgrade, but she's a little bit of a downgrade from
Elizabeth Hurley. It's possible.
Which it's almost impossible to say. Heather Graham is a living goddess.
Yeah, but Heather Graham's American, isn't she?
Yeah, I think he comes to America in the second. I don't remember.
Oh,
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I don't like that. That just like I'm not. See, this isn't even American nationalism. I'm perfectly fine with movies having British people in them if it calls for British people in it. Like makes sense.
Only if it calls for it, though.
Well,
no, but like slipping under the cracks.
If they cast an American as a Bond movie, I'm gonna be so goddamn annoyed on the behalf of Bond. Like, why the hell would there be an American person? Even if they're doing an accent, just cast a British person. You have millions of people, and they're like, it's the best one for the job. No, you've proven time and time again over the century that clearly doesn't matter who plays Bond, as long as they're somewhat good and it's somewhat good of a movie. You know, we'll all love it. So that means you could have found someone who was equally good, who's British.
What do you think's gonna happen next?
It'd be almost as if you casted Superman, the American hero, with a British guy. As if you would do that.
Yeah, what crazy motherfucker would do that?
Who would cast a Brit to be the American hero?
You know, you said that the other day, and like it never really crosses my mind that he's British. I kind of always forget that.
It also never crosses my mind.
It's a little troublesome that we have a British guy playing the American child, essentially.
Exactly, with traditional American values and everything else.
What did we do? Yeah. We got rid of those scumbags.
I know. But more important than that is the fact that Henry Cavill, how the fuck is he still so jacked when you realize that that's not natural? I mean, obviously, it's God-given to be able to get that jacked, to have the genetics to even put on that kind of mass and everything else. But it's like, you look at him 15 years ago, and he was a scrawny little bitch. And now for every role requires him to be jacked. Like when I was watching fucking Enola Holmes, I was like, did Sherlock really need to be fucking this yoked? And they're trying to downplay it too. He's wearing like a slightly size too large white shirt. So like, ha ha ha, he's actually not jacked. Like, no, I can still tell he's a massive fucking specimen.
Was he actually scrawny? And by no means am I trying to be so egotistical to say that I'm in fact jacked.
Right.
But I was under the impression he was kind of like more my body type before he got built.
Henry Cavill looked like fucking. What's an example before I show you a picture? He looked like fucking Pete Townsend, not Pete Townshend, the other guy who sounds like that name, who was from Queen of the Dam, Stuart Townshend. Yeah, that's that guy. Okay, that's the body type he had. What's that dumb show he was on? Was like, I'm French, I'm a royal.
I have no idea. Oh, Henry Cavill, you mean?
Yeah, I'm French royal.
No, not Tudors.
Tudors, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a French royal.
I'm a French royal. Isn't he from France though?
No.
I thought he's a British guy. He was born like on one isle of France or some shit.
No.
We're not a Henry Cavill podcast. You can't expect us to know this kind of shit.
Not yet. Maybe if he comes back in another Bond movie, we would be. First off,
you mean Mission Impossible?
You see, couldn't even get it because it's just it was so confusing. That's him, like circa two. He's wearing Yankees caps. So maybe he's not all that bad actually, but
that's true. He's got Yankees.
His arms look like mine. Yeah, look at our arms. Like
yeah, I'm being an asshole, but he's kind of built like I am currently.
Yeah,
probably
even there. He even has hair,
but our hair is similar, dude.
Wow, dude,
I must be good looking,
dude. Look at him in the hoodie. He looks like Justin Bieber.
I must be good looking.
Fuck, dude, I must be super fucking hot, actually. Dude, I must be fucking sexy as shit. But dude, look at the. And again, I know there's no visual, so guys, just look up Henry Cavill young and just be like, oh god, that's not Superman.
You can't imagine that guy getting anywhere near where he got.
You put me in the fucking. I don't know what this looks like. Maybe 2007. Like that guy has to be cast in the Superman movie. Like, yeah, not as Superman. Maybe as Jimmy Olsen, and then now he's fucking Superman.
Actually, I don't know.
I do maintain he got too wide because he looks less tall.
That's gonna be my counter argument. I was gonna say honestly, I don't know if Superman needs to be that jacked. I don't know the comic books he's ripped the shit, but like Christopher Reeve, I know we talked about a million times. But
the only way you can be that jacked,
perfect,
the only way you can be that jacked as Superman is if you're also 6'7".
How tall is Henry Cavill? Like 6'2"?
I think like 6'2", 6'3". He's definitely shorter than fucking, without a doubt. I don't care. Also, I don't care what Google says. He's not as tall as Christopher Reeve. I refuse to acknowledge that. All right, maybe he's as tall as Christopher Reeve in the later years, sitting down all the time. He's not as tall as Christopher Reeve as Superman. Like, you can't say that. Yes, I fucking can. Christopher Reeve Was like what 6'5", right?
I think he was 6'4", 6'5", yeah.
We're gonna go with 6'5" here because I see 6'4" here, but I see 6'5" here, and then I see 6'3.5" here, which I know is a goddamn lie. And I see 6'4" again, and I see 6'5" again. So we're gonna go with 6'5". Okay, you know why? Because I can. Brendan Routh, 6'2". I feel like I'm gonna go 6'1" on him. I'm just gonna lie. He's an inch shorter than he really is.
Well, really? He looks taller than that. I would have assumed he was taller.
Yeah, honestly, he did. You know that supposed? You know, I'm not going to give. I'm not going to give the glorification of telling that story. Never mind. We're going to move on to Henry Cavill's height. We're not going to go off track this time. I'm not going to spiral out. He's 6'1". So Henry Cavill's 6'1". So yeah, 6'1" Superman can't be that jacked. If he wanted to be like 15 pounds less jacked, probably look awesome. Since he's only 6'1", he's not 6'5". He can't be that jacked. It's too wide. It's like when you see a guy who's like 5'6", who found out what a gym was at 23 years old and then just became fucking upper body fucking. On an upper body WWE superstar, lower body starving child.
Dude, there was a guy at Rocky Point. I don't remember his name. He was the grade above me. He was like maybe 4'11".
Yeah.
And it was like 11th grade.
Yeah.
This dude was ripped the shit.
Yeah.
This guy overcompensated so much for his fucking height.
I had one of those as well. I had one of those as well.
One of those fucking monsters.
Yeah, I had a coach. I had a wrestling coach.
Oh, he's probably the same height as that guy, actually.
Maybe. I had a wrestling coach who knew, on my first day of wrestling practice, knew arguably less than I did about wrestling, and he was coaching for like years because he was. I guess the school just thought, well, this guy's jacked. He probably knows a lot about wrestling, but he knew nothing about it. So like, whenever it was funny, whenever the actual competent coach left and he like run drills, he was like, "All right, guys, I guess just do some push-ups and some pull-ups," and then we would just do no wrestling.
Wasn't he a wrestler though?
No.
I thought he was like a world-renowned, not world, like a.
No, the old guy. No. They were the other. He was the assistant coach. The actual coach who was like looked like a Red Foreman type. That guy was a fucking like national champion.
So I got the story state champion. I never saw that guy. I have no idea what that guy looks like.
That guy was horseshoe, but tan and like harsh face and super. He wasn't jacked, but super vascular. And he was the one who fucking like was doing all these different like absurd drills all the time. He was cool. He was really cool. And he's also, it's funny too, he was a tough guy who like you knew he could scream, he was soft spoken, and then you had this dumb who was just a fucking big baby. He was like yelling all the time. All he knew, and it's funny because he was also like the track coach. So it's either do push-ups or run in a circle. And then he was also like he was definitely a teacher who just wanted to make as much money as possible. So he was like, I'm also the fucking driving ed teacher. I'm also this guy. I'm also this. And he did it instead of being a master of any, he chose to be a master of none. You know, jack of all trades, master of none. But he wasn't actually even that. He wasn't even close to being a master of any. He was more like did everything at a bare minimum.
Wasn't the name of that Aziz show, Master of None?
Yeah.
That show should have been better.
It sure should have been probably better, yeah, but it wasn't.
Did you guys have bathroom monitors in the middle school? Because I don't remember.
Bathroom monitors?
Like if you went to the bath and there was someone sitting on a desk in front of the
that was a pedophile. Okay, that's what that was. No. We didn't have anyone standing there holding our dicks for us. I didn't have that experience you had.
Well, that's how the high school was at Rocky Point.
Yeah.
The high school, you had to sign in at the bathroom door with someone sitting there in a desk, like a teacher or a
no.
TA
Well,
or
we had
something.
we didn't. I don't think we even had hall monitors. We had books. We had our like daily planner.
Yeah.
And that had like
an agenda. Some would say.
Okay, sure. We had our agendas. We all have an agenda, okay? So in addition to all of our own personal agendas, we also had a book agenda, and we had to like get the teacher to sign us out, and we just had a time there, and we'd walk back in. But we didn't have any people monitoring.
I was asking because there's one teacher, I don't know what she taught, but she was very attractive. And I used to like going to the bathroom. She used to monitor because I used to say hi to her and everything. And your wrestling coach.
That's a weird thing. You're like, dude, this chick's hot. I'm going to go say hi before I go take a shit.
I didn't go to the bathroom. I was shitting in.
You're like, yo, I'll see you in 20. And you walk in. She's like, Jesus
I would go to that bathroom. I didn't have to go to the bathroom. Because then she'd be like, wow, you're really fast. I admire that.
Really fast.
Man.
That's what women admire.
Exactly.
That's what they're always saying. They're always like, I want a man who's.
She hasn't got time for it. She wants me to go quick.
She's tired of like the long game.
Your coach guy, though, used to follow her around all the fucking time.
Nice.
So that's why I was curious if you had a book because I don't know what this woman's name was. I don't even know who she was. I just always say hi to her. And I tried to shoot my shot. Is what I'm saying.
It doesn't sound like you did. It sounds like you tried to take a shit in front of her.
I did.
That was your shooting of the shot, dude. I'm gonna go fucking past this bowel movement, and then she'll be like, "Damn,
like, wow, that's really
that
hot."
was efficient."
You're so quick at that.
Did you write the scene? Did you write movie 43? Was that you who came up with that?
Yeah.
Because it seems like it could come in your
Uncredited.
wheelhouse. That you could have been like, "Oh my god, Anna, Chris, I got a great part for you guys."
Speaking of shitting on people,
Yeah.
I wanted to start a story, so it's irrelevant. I was going to go to a story I wanted to talk about a couple of days ago.
Right. So you're gonna do story 2 first before story 1?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's kind of my
I love saying that to people. Should I do the first thing I want to talk about, or the second thing I want to talk about first? I'll do the second thing first. The first thing I'll do second.
In South Park the other day we were watching, they had the episode with the 5th grade when he comes out of juvie. Remember? And he comes back, and the teacher's in the electric chair thing.
Yeah.
And the 4 main kids framed him for
Is it Scott Milkinson, or is that the other kid's name?
I think
That'd be the bully's kid. Maybe,
Scott
honestly.
sounded right. Then you said Milkinson. That kind of sounds right.
I think Scott Milkinson was the kid that they fed the parents to. That's what Scott Milkinson was.
That is Scott Milkinson, yeah.
I don't know this.
So anyways, they show the flashback, and when the teacher's on fire, all the kids are in kindergarten, I think, and their idea of putting her out is just to piss on her.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
It's also very Alan Navy.
It made me think of a time when I was in kindergarten. A story I told. Do you remember that kid Paul I was best friends with in kindergarten?
The name.
I was best friends with this kid Paul. I slept over his house all the fucking time. We both loved Power Rangers. We always hung out and would fucking play Power Ranger games and shit. We were in the backyard one time.
And his uncle walked in.
And, yeah, his uncle came in.
No. Get your story.
I don't remember how this story. I don't remember all the details. I remember what I was riding one of his scooters on the deck, just going upstairs. I was telling this story.
What kind of scooter was it?
Huh?
What kind of scooter was it?
The one with 2 wheels.
Was it one of those cool ones where it had the thing on the back to make sparks pop up?
No, it's like a regular Razor scooter.
Damn.
And I'm
just this is a razor.
I'm just going in circles, and the story I conjured up was.
Imagine it's cool though if you had that spark thing in circles.
Been pretty badass.
I'm just saying.
The story I conjure up is, what if someone like broke into your house right now? Like we had to be the ones that could stop him, right?
Right.
And like, what if we just knocked him out?
How old are you guys? You're 5?
I was 5 or 6. And I'm like, what if we knocked him out? And like, what if we just started pissing in his mouth? How funny would that be?
Jesus.
And I don't know why I felt, probably because it's an animalistic behavior. I felt guilty about this at my young age. I came home that weekend and I'm like, Mom and Dad, I was really disgusting. I didn't know where this came from. This isn't me. I don't know where this came from, but I told the story.
So you know how lucky you are that you were the older brother? If I was around for 5 years life experience first and then I had to deal with your nonsense growing up, I would have been like, this kid's a dick. I would have just beat the shit out of you every day.
Well, I feel like it's, okay. So now I know how the roles will be reversed, because I always try to think, God, Alex's life has to suck. He has Mom and Dad with their bullshit. Right. And then he's got me with all my stupid fucking bullshit. I'm the older brother. I'm supposed to be the guy who doesn't have to fucking deal with
You're
that
lucky
shit
you're
from.
the older brother.
Yeah, because apparently would have killed me.
Dude, if you were like hanging out with let's say you're 5, I'm 10, and you came to me first, and you're like, I was hanging out with Paul, and I was trying to make a joke, but I went too far. I said I was going to pee on someone. You like upset. I think I might have honestly just hung you out the window.
Do you want to hear the funny part?
What?
You think I'm ridiculous for being guilty about it?
Because I'm assuming our insane parents were like, how dare you?
Basically. So I remember the day I told them, okay?
Honestly, you deserve it. You know why you deserve it? For being a snitch to yourself. All right, snitches get stitches. Snitches end up in ditches.
Do you remember we used to have the big water jug that they would put coins into? And they were like, they maybe did it once. So the weekend I came home, they're pouring all the coins out of the water jug, like the ones that the guy would bring in. They had the stupid fucking water cooler thing we used to have.
Right.
They're making the rolls out of the coins. I'm like, guys, I don't know. This isn't me. I'm not usually like this. I don't know where this came from, but I was telling this story.
And then Dad went to the bank and exchanged a 20 for a roll of quarters. He's gonna fuck you in the ass with a roll of quarters. Is that what happened?
Basically, close. Kind of like that. Wasn't that severe?
Cinematic.
I admit to them what happened. They both shook their head and like, you're grounded. That's really disgusting story. You're grounded. So my point of this whole story is, you're telling me.
And for reference, if everyone's listening about our parents, when they were 5, they already had a rap sheet, both of them. All right.
But I can't tell.
But you can't talk about pissing in someone's mouth, even though they're just both felons.
But my point is, I was 5 or 6. Okay, and that's what my genius fucking brain came up with. That was your intellect. That was your staggering intellect. That was okay. That was my IQ level thinking this is funny when it pisses in some robber's mouth.
You know,
no, I'm not done yet.
You are for a moment. You know that if you have an IQ lower than 83, which is 12% of America, they won't allow you in the army because you serve. They say that you serve. I'm not remember the actual official verbiage, but it says like you serve no purpose and are incapable of learning anything that would be useful to the army.
That's kind of funny. I feel like I definitely fall into that IQ category.
I'm pretty sure like the average person has an IQ of 100. So if you're 17 points below that, I don't think you'd be having this conversation right now.
I don't think IQ is that specific to being able to have a conversation. Because I think I do really bad IQ
they said
tests.
That people,
I'm not smart, but I'm not dumb either. They said
people who score an 83 are incapable of learning anything of use that would be beneficial to the military.
I guess you're right. I'd be very useful to the military. With all my anxiety, I'd be able to predict fucking attacks before they knew about it. So I got grounded for that story as a 5-year-old. As a child. I was a child.
Yeah, I was a child about that on card. Probably
but
on fucking money.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone, 2 full-grown adults, can write a cartoon where kids are pissing on people. And that's funny.
Yeah.
Why am I grounded as a 5-year-old?
Dude, maybe you could have been like that dumbass 11-year-old we just saw who was like selling these shitty paintings for $200K a pop.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you know I thought that the triangular nose was a work of Van Gogh, but it turns out he doesn't do that. Just my style. And now I sell them for $200K, even though they're shit.
going to go back to what I said for 1 second. Mom and Dad, if you're listening, fuck both of you.
Honestly.
You guys grounded me for saying something that 2 fucking guys are funny and they made something funny about, but I was wrong.
Stifled your creativity.
You stifled my... I could have been making that... I could have been like that kid you just said who's selling his paintings. Dude, you could have been selling paintings. But they fucking grounded me.
$200K at 11 years old.
What'd you say?
You could have been selling paintings. I just repeat what you said. So you could have been selling paintings at 11 years old for $200K.
What'd you say?
What I just said was the same thing you said that I also just said again, was that at 11 years old, you could have been selling paintings for $200K a pop.
Wait, what'd you just say?
You can go fuck yourself. My name is X.
Isn't that a little ridiculous?
You can go fuck yourself.
No, honestly, yeah, it's gross to talk about pissing people's mouths. I'm not advocating that kind of behavior, but like, should I have a 5-year-old been grounded for saying something that stupid?
No,
You're 5.
Maybe if you said, I don't know, guys, my special place down there, it grew when I talked about it, then they would have been concerned, and then like we have to beat this out of him.
What happened? What
I said you came. I was trying to say you came to it in a way of a sexual. If you're taking it in a sexual sense, you're like, yeah, I was talking to Paul and I just couldn't help but think how cool it'd be to piss in that girl's mouth. Everyone would be like, Jesus Christ, you should be grounded. You should be locked up.
It'll lock you up, Des.
Mm-hmm. Now what was the second thing? What was the first thing you were going to say that you said second now?
I had a good day today.
All right.
El Duce.
You know what you should have said?
What should I
had
say?
breakfast with no hog. You should have started breaking down to the thing.
Oh, today was a good day. And El Duce wasn't at work today, so I kind of like was leading the show.
El Duce, dude, don't even give. Nah, that's fucking. That. Do not insult the actual El Duce. All right.
Sorry.
Do not insult the fascismo, okay, of Mr. Cross-arm, brawn-arm Benito Mussolini, okay?
I'm going to start over because you're right. That was really disrespectful.
I was disrespectful to Benito Mussolini.
Today was a good day.
Mm-hmm.
I basically led the show today.
Right.
Got out when I wanted to get out. And I came
just
home. You know
waking up
is?
In the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kind of odd. No barking from the dog, no smog, and Mama cooked breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but I didn't pig out. Got a call from a girl I'm trying to eat out.
That's what he says?
What?
I'm trying to go with the girl I'm trying to eat out?
Yeah.
I thought he said with the girl I tried to fuck since the 3rd grade.
He said dig out.
Today was a good day.
So he says dig instead of eat, but it's the same thing.
Anyways, I came home. You know what today is?
Yeah, game 5 of Knicks Cavaliers.
It's also garbage day.
Nice.
And you know what those motherfuckers don't do?
I know.
They don't pick up the fucking garbage.
The thing they are in, their entire responsibility is encapsulated into one act. Most jobs aren't that way. Most jobs you have a multitude of responsibilities. And I guess you could argue that, well, hey, they have to get in the car, they have to drive the car, get the garbage, then drop off the garbage. Yes, but all that breaks down to is one overall thing of collecting the goddamn garbage.
And it's infuriating because they play this dumb game where it's like, we only take cardboard every other week. Well, that's weird because I put it out last week, you guys didn't take it. I put it out this week, you guys don't take it. So how's that every other week thing working?
It's every other week.
Of the month?
Except for springtime.
I'm going to become Chevy Chase and Funny Farm. I'm going to fuck. Also, not many podcasts can reference Funny Farm, but we do it here on the BYE network.
We do.
I'm going to go stake out, watch these guys with a paintball gun, and once they park in front of our house and don't grab our fucking garbage, spraying them with paintball. Nice. And then I'm going to mug them, take their wallets.
You know what you do? What? You know those police bikes?
Yeah,
we're gonna get those. We're about to pull up. We're gonna throw them across at the last second because they're, obviously based on how they do their job so far. Also, here's another thing: garbage guys, all right, sanitation workers. I understand that my garbage will naturally fall on its own from the wind if it's empty, blah blah blah. But I have a hard time believing that the wind picks up a fucking heavy garbage pail and brings it 3 houses down. That doesn't seem likely to me. I'm thinking you're to blame for that.
I'm thinking you're on to something.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're back.
And it's not all garbage men I hate. It's a tough job. Not a lot of people want it. I'm not shitting on the profession at all, those who do it. I'm shitting exclusively on our particular garbage men because they're a bunch of fucking assholes.
They are.
It's not, and also this whole once a week, every other week nonsense. Everybody in the world
on the island,
knows.
And you always forget that on the island, garbage was taken twice a week.
And they didn't play this game. They didn't play this game.
It wasn't recyclables. It was everything. They took it on Tuesday, and I think it was Tuesday and Saturday, Tuesday and Friday.
That sounds right.
You know how good that is?
It's efficient.
It's efficient as hell. Garbage never piled up.
The whole every other week nonsense. We all know, everybody in the world knows that collectively all the garbage goes to Staten Island, recycling and garbage and not, and
or
gets stuff in the same
Jersey.
fucking part of the country.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that. So why are we playing this fucking game every other week? It's going to Staten Island or South Jersey.
You just became an Italian for a second. You hear that?
No, I didn't.
You said every other week.
Did I really do that?
You did the fucking Gandolfini thing where you would have the strong silent type.
I'm the fucking one that calls the shots.
I'm the motherfucking one who calls the shots. And you're gonna show me the respect that I showed your brother.
Dude, mom and dad are watching that, and Richie's on.
So is Drewski.
Not Richie. Joey Pantalone. What's his name in the show?
Ralphie.
Ralphie is he's not my favorite character, but I swear, dude, once he comes into the show,
man,
the quality
in that Speedo, you're like,
jumps.
fuck.
Speaking of the Speedo, were you in the room when this happened?
No.
We were in the scene where he's wearing the Speedo,
Nice.
and that Asian guy comes into the
robe,
place.
He's all like,
yeah, we was at the public pool, and the Asian guy walks in with the gun, and he gets the call. And he's like, we're not going to do it. And then he fucking walks into the elevator.
Yeah, it's sick.
It's amazing. The Asian guy just stops staring at him, and he gets up and he's like, well, what the fuck's your problem?
I know.
And the Asian guy just stares
Joey
at him.
Pantoliano is phenomenal.
How the fuck is Sopranos the greatest piece of art America's produced in the last 100 fucking years, and The Many Saints in Newark is the biggest piece of dog shit?
It's an abomination against God and humanity.
It's disgusting.
I guess because who did he choose to write that one with?
The guy also
Winter?
wrote a lot of good episodes. Yeah,
Was Winter did that?
yeah, and he did fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
I know,
That guy's
Terrence
not
Winter is-
incompetent.
he's
And
not.
he did fucking Boardwalk Empire.
Maybe he needed Matthew Weiner. Maybe they needed the madman himself. You know, I don't know.
When certain teams work, they work. Because
those
Madman's
are
not
those
as
are like
good
the
as
three
Sopranos.
guys. If you look at
Madman's
the
not as
episodes-
good as Sopranos.
No,
We
it's
need
not.
those three together to make something happen. Apparently,
Exactly. That's my point. Because you look at you look at Sopranos as a whole. The brunt of the main driving force behind that show is those three minds of Winter, Weiner, and Chase.
who was in charge of the music? Was David Chase like in charge of the music?
I
or did he
cannot
just claim
imagine
it?
he would surrender that right, listening to him talk in his affinity for music. I cannot imagine he would say, "Yeah, you take care of it."
Because his choice
You
for
ever see
music
that
is
scene
fucking
of,
incredible. At no point in that show does he ever pick the wrong song.
Mitch Pileggi is the actor. Nicholas Pileggi is the co-writer of Goodfellas, right?
Yep.
You ever see that clip of Nicholas Pileggi talking about when they're doing the scene of De Niro when he the stare?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he's like, he just told me to write cream. Like, what do you mean? He's like, just write cream. Just write cream. Just write cream. I know what it is. Just write cream. He's like, why do I write cream? Just write cream. Because even when we were writing it, Scorsese saw the scene playing out with the song, you know?
It's kind of crazy because we shit on Shutter Island, another Scorsese
Piece of
movie
shit.
last week.
That movie fucking sucks.
Or yesterday, one of the episodes recently, I don't remember which one it was. But like, yeah, to that point, though, like, how that guy, like, I don't necessarily think I have that brain to visualize everything that way.
Yeah.
And it's kind of amazing to think that way, but it's also kind of amazing to think that guy also did Shutter Island. It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder about the simple fabric that holds all of his life together.
It really does.
It's really, I can't think of any adjectives. You got to help me out, Alex. I can do the voice, but I can't do the words.
There is nothing very odd about lambs disliking birds of prey, but this is no reason for holding it against large birds of prey that can carry off lambs. And when the lambs whisper among themselves, these birds of prey are evil, and does this not give us a right to say that whatever is the opposite of a bird or of prey must be good? There is nothing intrinsically wrong with such an argument, though the birds of prey will look somewhat quizzically and say, we have nothing against these good lambs. In fact, we love them. Nothing tastes better than a tender lamb.
What is that, Blade Runner? That's
Nietzsche.
the ending speech of Blade Runner, right?
Not quite.
What was that?
Friedrich Nietzsche.
Is that the guy that plays the robot in Blade
Yep, that's
Runner?
Rutger Hauer's real name. Rutger Hauer is a stage name.
Yeah, I figure because Rutger's a stupid fucking name. It's got to be a stage name.
Yeah, but he's got to be pretty smart to be able to come up with Tears in the Wind, Tears in the Rain.
Have you seen him in any other movie?
Yeah, one movie. And then never thought to ever see him in another one again. It was some dumb movie that I don't remember the name of. I think Our Father.
That doesn't like it because
I think
some
he
dumb
has
movie he's
one
in.
movie he really loves him in though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's probably like Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man.
I've never seen him in anything else that I can think of.
Doesn't matter though.
It doesn't. But my point is, how does he come up with that kind of speech on the fucking fly, and he's not in more movies or more known?
Well, he's
got like over 100 credits because he's one of those actors who's just in things.
He's 173 credits.
So over.
So yeah, he's killing it. Also, we're running late here, so all I'm going to say is that to loop back originally, that Wayne's World 1 was awesome,
we gotta talk about that,
and
yeah.
Wayne's World 2 was a complete piece of shit.